hope you all are fine, taking care of your health and maintaining hygiene properly and also doing all the classes very seriously. Today we'll be starting chapter 3, that is elements, compounds and mixture, but also I have provided you chapter 2 revision test question paper. I hope you all have seen. If you have not seen, so please do check that just after this class. Sit with the watch as the instruction was given in the previous time also, that maintain the timing when you all are giving the test, and next day I will be discussing with you all the marking scheme of the question paper. So today you all make sure that give the test very seriously as it is the high time for your self-assessment. So chapter 3 is all about elements, about compounds, about the difference between compounds and mixture, and different ways of separations of different mixtures, that is different separation techniques. I guess you all have done the idea of this mixture separation about elements and compounds in class 6. So it will be very easy for you to understand and to grip. So we'll go this chapter very slowly, don't worry, because this chapter is bit longer than that of chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 1, chapter 2, these two chapters are actually much smaller. So we'll start with elements. As we know, there are 118 elements found in the universe till now, and elements are pure substances which cannot be further divided into more simpler substances. Elements are actually made up of atoms. So elements, unlike compounds are impure substances. When you are breaking a compound, we are getting multiple elements there, ions there, but here in the elements they are made up of only one kind. So further substances means that elements, suppose carbon is an element, so when you are breaking carbon you will get atoms of carbon over there. So there are 118 elements and they are all pure substances. That means they are not containing any other material in it. Okay, so next is compound. Compound is something which is prepared or which is made by different number of elements, and sometimes they are made up of ions. We'll come to ion later on, and they are made up of 2 or more elements. So first today we will be discussing about elements and their classifications. So basically all the matter, all the substances, matters are classified in 2 parts, pure substances and impure substances. I hope you all are sitting with the copy. So write it down, that matter, it is classifying, you can make a table, pure substances and impure substances. Now in the pure substances category we have elements, and which can be metals, which can be non-metals, which can be noble gases, and which can be metalloids. So elements can be classified into metal, non-metals, metalloids and noble gases, these 4 categories. So we'll come to these 4 categories. So first we will start with the metals. Metals are those elements which are generally solid at room temperature. They are having certain lustres in them. They are generally good conductor of electricity, and they make a special metallic sound. So metals examples, as we know, many metals are there around us like iron, gold, copper, silver, tin. These are all example of metals. Non-metals are those which are having the properties almost opposite to the metals. So non-metals are those which are generally liquid gases or sometimes can be solid at room temperature. They are generally not good conductor like metal, and also this non-metals, they do not possess any lustres or do not make any sound when it is banged. Also there are 2 properties like malleability and ductility. These 2 terms are very important. Malleability means bitten into sheets. So metals are malleable. That means they can be bitten into sheets. You can make sheets of the metal, like aluminium foils are available, iron sheets are being made. But generally non-metals are non-malleable, like iodine. Iodine is a non-metal. You cannot make a sheets of iodine, or you cannot make sheets of other non-metal like carbon. Generally carbon fibers, they allow us to do those things, but in generally like nitrogen, which is a gas, it is impossible to make that sheet out of that. Bromine liquid, you cannot make sheet out of that. So they are generally non-malleable. And ductility is a property which is drawn into wares, that is metals can be drawn into wares, but Non-metals are generally non-ductile. So like this, there are multiple properties by which you can compare metal and non-metals, and of course there are exceptions. I'll come to the exceptions. So third is noble gases. Noble gases are the elements which are generally unreactive, and they do not react easily at room temperature. They react, some of them react, but under very vigorous condition. Generally they do not react. Examples are helium, neon, argon, krypton, radon, and so on. Whereas fourth option, fourth is about metalloids. Metalloids are those which shows some properties of metal, some properties of non-metals. That example like silicon, germanium, they are metalloids. So these four are the elements classifications, that is elements can be classified. Elements can be classified in these four categories, and they are the example. Just now I have already said the example of non-metals also, like carbon, sulfur, oxygen. Sulfur is non-malleable, as I said, sulfur is non-ductile. So generally they are following the properties, but there are exceptions as well for metal and non-metal. Like as I said that metals are good conductor of electricity, but there is a metal whose conductivity is very low because the resistivity is very it has a very high resistance power. So tungsten is an example where it is a poor conductor of electricity. Similarly, metals are generally solid at room temperature. So mercury is a metal which is liquid at room temperature. Similarly, for non-metals also there are exceptions. Like as I said that non-metals are generally non-lustrous, but iodine is a non-metal which is lustrous. Graphite is also lustrous. Non-metals generally do not conduct electricity, but graphite can conduct electricity. So these are certain exceptions. So these are the classification of elements. Now all these elements, they have their symbols, like 118 elements, they have 118 symbols. Some of them you have read in class 6, like hydrogen H, carbon C, oxygen O, sodium Na, copper Cu, silver Ag, mercury Ag. These all symbols you have read in class 6. So here also we'll be studying bit of their symbols and with the examples of this. So for today I'm completing the discussion today here with a bit of introductions of these four categories, and next day I'll be discussing with you all about the marking scheme and we'll continue the chapter 3. So do the test nicely and seriously. Take care, see you in the next class, and bye.